else this? Who else this? Who are we? Vikings! Who are we? Vikings! Vikings! Vikings!
Do a strong left, but you got to protect the outside. You got to see gap. Right, so we can go tie the game up. My mom used to tell me all the time, you got to recognize your blessings. You also got to recognize when the devil's messing with you. So that's one thing I'm real good at, is recognizing my blessings. And my blessings is here. It's then led me to coach youth football. By the time somebody make it to college or the NFL, most of them, if they're not raised correctly, have a really bad attitude. Didn't come across a coach, and it makes it hard. It's gonna make it harder for them to learn. I like being where I'm at is because that's where I get them at. Right here at this age, 12, 13, 14. Trying to give them my spirit, give them my teachings the same way my mom taught me, or my other coaches that I played for, the stuff they taught me, to make them be a better person. If I can help them here and they go to high school, they'll know how to behave. And then from that point, from high school, they'll take what I gave them all the way back from PYFL days all the way to college, because they know how to behave. They know how to be a gracious winner and not be a sore loser, how to handle themselves under pressure, how not to let the game take you out of character, make you not be a gentleman, not be a dirty player. I try to teach these kids right here at this level, because at this level, I can grab them, mold their mind, and let them know the right way of life. Because like I said, I'm not here just to coach them. I'm here to give them life answers too, bro. I get a lot of questions. Coach, what about this? Coach, what about that? Coach, what about this girl? I got people chasing me. I got people fighting. And a lot of kids still call me and ask me for advice, and I'm not even coaching them anymore. And it's not like they don't have a father. It's just for some strange reason, I don't know what it is, some kids tend to listen to their coach. Like my son would probably listen to his coach before he listened to me, because that's what sons do. Most of the time, you just get these kids, man, and they're at a real vulnerable spot in their life, man. When you're a teenager, you preteen, you're trying to figure out who you are, and sometimes that can lead to you following somebody. Sometimes that can lead to you being on drugs or joining a gang. I know people say, if I can stop one kid, I'll be happy. No, I'm not gonna be happy just stopping one kid. I'm gonna be happy stopping a whole generation. If I can stop a whole generation from being on drugs, if I can stop a whole generation from joining gangs, if I can stop a whole generation from being, to be a person of their society, you know what I'm saying, be somebody positive in their community, that's what I want. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm at this level right here. I done had offers to go up to high school. It's just that, you know what I'm saying, I got my own insecurities that I have to deal with. I want to make sure I'm the best coach ever. I want to make sure that I learn as much as I can before I go up there, because I don't want to disappoint nobody either. And it's good to teach some people, but you still got to work on yourself too, you know. You want to go up there and not be able to do your job. It ain't a point of me losing or being embarrassed. It's just that I don't want to not go up there and not be able to do my job. I feel I need a little more experience. And like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I probably could go up to high school football and coach. But it's something I want to make sure that I understand everything it is before I even go up there. But right now, I'm happy at the PYFL level.
That was a run play. The tight end was over 2 seconds after hike. You see him pitch the ball. What tight end? Why you getting the tight end after he pitched the ball? Look, you sitting right here, son. Son, you hit me for what?
If I'm telling you to read it, read C gap, right? Boom. Here, you're D, move down, here. I started coaching most likely around 2006, 2008 when I was coaching my son Anthony. We were staying in Las Vegas at the time, and that's when I started coaching. We won the championship the first year, so I was really happy about that. My other son, Jonte, he started middle linebacker for Mount Marty at Mount Marty in South Dakota. And my other son, Isaiah, he started varsity over there. He's a freshman starting varsity. He's safety, lots of tackles, player of the week 3 weeks in a row. Got some sacks. He's doing real good. I can't wait to see how he does next year. What got me into coaching is because I feel I can change a lot of kids' lives. I grew up in a rough area in South Central Los Angeles. So, you know the same scenario. Kid get caught up in a bunch of stuff that he wasn't supposed to get caught up in. And I just wanted to make sure my kids first didn't have to go through what I went through. So then once I got that passion about it, then it just was like I kept coaching. My kids are not in the PYFL anymore. They're not in Pop Warner anymore. They're moved on. They're doing better things. So what I wanted to do was actually see if I can help kids that were like me, misunderstood, aggressive. So if they're aggressive, you're not supposed to just take them as they're bad kids. You gotta harness that aggression. You gotta take it somewhere and put it somewhere. That's why I like football. Football teaches you a bunch of stuff. It teaches you camaraderie, it teaches you friendship. It doesn't teach you hate. It teaches you how to battle, but it doesn't teach you to hate the person that you're battling on the other side. Because that lets you know they're doing the same thing that you're doing. You're trying to win a game, they're trying to win a game. It started as I was an assistant coach at first. I kind of think being an assistant coach helps you be one-on-one with the kids more. When you're an assistant coach, you're doing more individual training, run blocking stops, practicing on your back pedals. But then when I became a head coach, there's a lot more responsibility because you're not only just looking after the kids, now you're looking after the coaches, making sure the coaches are doing their job and making sure that you pick the right coaches. If you don't pick the right coaches, they got the same mannerisms or the same attitude that you got towards football or towards the love for these kids, it's not going to work out. You're going to have a lot of headbutting and coaches not doing what you're asking them to do properly. You can't teach a kid two different things. Everybody has to be on the same accord, have the same mind, so we can get the same accomplishment, get the same thing done. That's getting this kid to be a better football player. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you're like this. Hey, Eric, you're like this. But look at me.
Off the line.
Just, there's a tackle. You should be exactly the same. Look, right there.
Diego, the ball is hot. On the wheel. What's so hard about that? It's hot. They pump them on the wheel. They fight. Let the ball go. Let's go.
The regimens that you need to go about to be a great football player is not what you're doing on the practice field. It's not what you're doing in the game. It's what you're doing when everything is over with. When there's no more practice field, when there's no more game. How do you work out then? Are you getting up in the morning running your 5 miles? Are you hitting the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week? That's what it's all about. My son, he used to wear me out, man. Like he would go to class, go to football practice. As soon as football practice get over with, I get home from work. He says, Dad, come time me on this. Come throw the ball with me. Come run the route. Come pitch me the ball. Come help me with my defensive stance. Come help me on getting off my blocks. Now understand, I'm tired and I'm trying to help him because I understand what he's trying to do. He has a dream that he's chasing. If you're not doing what it takes to off the field, you're not gonna be successful. He has a Jerry Rice type work ethic. When I was a little kid, I used to watch this guy on like Saturday morning when the Wide World of Sports or something like that. He'd be running up this hill. And I'd be like, God, he's on vacation. Why is this dude running up this hill? And then I see how he plays on the field, then the light bulb comes on. This dude's work hard. He does stuff off the field. That's what you gotta do. Run your 5 miles every morning. Go to the gym, do your bench presses. Do your squats. Do your sit-ups. Read your plays. Study game film. There's some guys that I can't believe, some of these guys, I tell my players right now, every Sunday watch a football game. Every Saturday, you can't watch it on Saturday because you're playing the football game yourself. But every Sunday, look at a football game. Look at that position. What can you do to be better like this guy? Study what he's doing. He's made it. Why would you not look at the guy that already made it? That don't make any sense. Look at that guy who already made it. Copy what he's doing. Get on your phone that you have in your hand and use, instead of using it for TikTok and stuff like that, go look up a player. Look up his exercising. Watch what he eats. You have all this information. It shows you how to exercise. It shows you how to bench press. It shows you the correct foods to eat. All I'm doing is I'm leading you that way. If I'm leading you that way, you need to follow. Now, you heard the expression, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? That's a lot of those players. They think that their skill, their talent is going to help them get all the way, and it doesn't work that way. I told my son, Elijah, I told him the game has gotten a little faster, and I seen how he played the first day. And I was like, son, you got to go back to your fundamentals. Fundamentals is what got you here. Fundamentals is what's going to keep you here. And I said, now you can't go to the school thinking, okay, I'm gonna get on the field and be great. I said, no. It ain't about talent anymore. It's about the work ethic now. What are you eating? What are you putting in your body? What kind of sleep are you getting? Are you working after practice? Are you studying game film? Work ethic. It goes down and down the list. What are you doing? Jerry Rice, Ray Lewis, Kobe Bryant. Great work ethic. I done heard so many stories about how people are coming in at 5 a.m. from partying. Kobe's already drenched in sweat, working out, ready to go work out some more. That's the kind of mentality you gotta have if you want to make it in any sport, man. First of all, I can tell you football is gonna help you in life anyway. If you can fight through an offensive line or fight through a defensive line, you're gonna build up this courage, you're gonna build up this mental stability to be able to fight off life adversities. When I first get those kids on the field, first thing I tell them, because most of them, you gotta understand, they're still 12 and 11 and 13, and some of them don't know how to work out. So what I basically teach them is something minor first. Start doing push-ups. Your goal is to get to 50 straight push-ups. If you go 10 rest, 10 rest, 10 rest, 5 times, then you go 20 rest, and then do the last 10. I said the goal by the end of this program, you should be able to do 50 push-ups straight. And then on top of that, I tell them before the games, if you want to eat anything before the games, no milk, no dairy, and eggs. That stuff is harder to digest. And when you start running, your body builds up your body metabolism keeps going, and it can't digest those eggs and that dairy food fast. And you'll actually throw up on the field. If you eat properly, carbohydrates, like basically something simple like spaghetti and meatballs. If you eat something like spaghetti and meatballs, you got your carbohydrates and you got your protein right there. That's gonna last you through the whole game. And then once you come say if you go from first half to the second half, you might have like a little protein bar. Because if you don't have anything in your body to burn, you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel bad. It's like your body, it'll throw off your insulin if you start working out and you don't give your body no fuel for it to burn. The same thing I told my son. My son is 240 pounds. And he said he started feeling a little lightheaded. Took him to the doctor. His hemoglobin is low. Why is this? Because he's a big dude and he's not eating enough. So if you don't eat enough, you're not going to feel right to even be able to play on the field. You're going to be too lightheaded, and you're probably going to end up getting yourself hurt. You got to approach football with a mentality of not giving up. No matter what happens, you cannot give up. I don't care if we're down by 30 points. You keep playing like we're going to get those 30 points back. No matter what the score is. If you're winning, same thing, we're winning, because some kids get relaxed. Oh, we're winning, so now we can relax. No. I tell these kids all the time, you can't turn it off and on like a light switch. You got to keep that passion. You got to keep that drive at all times. When you first set foot on that field, it's time to go to work. You can't turn that off the entire game. You can't even turn it off at halftime. Halftime is so you can assess what you did wrong and what you need to do better, so you can have a better rest of the game. They say it's 85% mental and 15% physical. I really think it's 90-10. I got kids that are not physically able to keep up with other kids, but because they're looking at the film, they're smart, they're studying, they start making plays because they know what the other guy is doing before he knows what's going on. Before they know what's going on, he knows. So he becomes a better player. 90% mental. Now he has that extra 10% that he has to make up. Now just because it's 90% mental and 10% physical, that means you got to make that 10% strong. Now once you get the mental part down right, and then you start working on your physical, then you make your physical catch up to your mental. If you can make your physical catch up to your mental, I don't think it'll be a player out there that can stop you. Because if you're smart and you understand the game and you don't give up, that's the best thing in the world, man. You can't be a better player. That's what it's about. Well, since I've been coaching here, I've heard of one title, Coach Joe Manischewitz, but he took him to the championship, and that was a good thing for us because when you got championships, it brings more kids to the division so we can keep it going because everything is volunteer over here. So once you get to keep the kids coming in, you can teach more kids, and you know what I'm saying, they can go off either Burbank High School, Burroughs High School, whatever high school they want to, but at least they know they'll be well trained. How it goes is you play your 8 games, and you try to win as many games as you can, and then we go to the playoffs. And then once we get to the playoffs, the AD of the PYFL and a group of other members of the PYFL, they go over the teams and put them in according brackets. Who teams? Number 1 plays 8, 2 plays 6, 3 plays 5, something like that. Then after that, it goes down for about 3 more weeks after that, and it actually, you know how it breaks down. It goes from top to bottom till you get to the last team from the East and the last team from the West. And then we go to have a Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is usually, whatever division, I guess, gets to host it this year. We hosted it 2 years ago, which was actually pretty cool, and it was really exciting. Really exciting. We had it over at Burroughs High School. Success. Never giving up. Working hard. That's why I chose the Burbank Vikings. That's why when anybody comes to the Burbank Vikings and they see Coach P, they know they're getting the best me. They're getting the best person. They're getting a truthful person. At the end of every year, I thank the parents for letting me be in their kids' life so I can help them be a better person.